What's up, everybody? It's the What's Brewin podcast live from Oskaloosa, Iowa. I'm your co-host, Jared Goodman, joined always by Colton Johnson. Colton, what's going on, man?
Nothing much. Just hanging out. Pretty mellow day today. Just went to work. Been training to be a lifeguard. So yeah, I've been in
What entails training?
taking a test online, like a self-paced, pretty easy test, especially since like I took the CPR and stuff like that. It's pretty much a review, but then we have to get in the pool like the first day. On Monday, we had to do a 300-meter test, it's like a swim test, so 300 meters, which was pretty far actually, but it's 100 meters of freestyle, 100 meters of breaststroke, and then the last 100 meters is you could do whatever. You could either do breaststroke or freestyle, but you can't stop. You can't touch the bottom. And it's
Not timed?
No, it's not timed, so that's the good thing. But it's pretty tough, especially if like you like if you're not used to swimming. But I mean, I was able to do it. But then so you got to do that, and then you got to do a brick test where they drop a brick at the bottom of the pool, and you got to swim the length of the pool, go down and grab it, come up with it, holding two hands the entire time with it on your chest, and then swim like back or like have it on your chest the whole time. So you're basically kicking your feet, laying on your back, all the way to the back to the beginning. And you got to do it like in under a minute 40. And then you have to do a 2-minute no hands treading water, which was pretty tough actually.
Yeah, and that was at the indoor pool. Of course,
yeah, it's
right?
at the Y. Yeah.
Are you going to be doing any lifeguarding at the public pool or no?
Nah, I don't think so. No. I just did it just to get a few more hours at the Y.
Yeah.
Pays a little bit more too, I think. Not like a lot or anything, but but yeah, we still got it. And then today we went over. We had to do that 300 again because apparently it's conditioning. But I mean, it makes sense. If you're gonna be a lifeguard, you want to be in shape or whatever and be able to be able to swim.
Got to save lives.
Yeah, I did that, and then we actually went over like the actual saves or the rescues, like different types of entries and stuff.
Nice. Sounds pretty fun. Sounds like a good gig. Hopefully there's no emergencies.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty mellow, especially like it would be a little bit more like stressful as if you were working at like the pool in at Edmondson or something where you got like attractions and kids and babies and all sorts of stuff you got to be looking for. But at the Y, it's a 4-lane pool. It's
and people mostly use it for recreational, like I'm guessing like exercise purposes.
Yeah, there's no one jumping around. I mean, I think there are like free swim times, but it's just a lap pool, so it's not like anything fun for like kids. The only thing really that I've ever seen is just people like doing laps or like there's like water aerobics classes.
Gotcha.
And those are in the shallow end and everything anyway, so.
Nice. Well, Fit is hitting the shan, I should say, in Lakerland. Magic Johnson came out late last night, that he was stepping out. Actually, right before the Lakers' last game of the year. Just an impromptu press conference. Said he's stepping down from the president of basketball operations. So that kind of leaves Lakerland in a mess, as if it wasn't already a mess with all the issues they had this year. As people are calling this literally the most disappointing year in Lakers history.
It's because like that's the thing though, when you sign some superstar like that, everyone has these huge expectations and stuff. Whether or not I don't think anyone had legit a realistic person doesn't have like realistic shots of like the NBA finals or anything, but I think a lot of people probably expected to make it to the playoffs at least. And yeah, dude, there was disappointment after disappointment for the Lakers this year.
Yeah, he claims he did it because he felt he couldn't really be who he wants to be. You know, he wants to go out and he wants to be able to congratulate Giannis Antetokounmpo on a great game, or reach out to Ben Simmons and give him just a little bit of advice and kind of be that mentor leader that Magic was before he took this job, and this job kind of forbid him from doing that because he got fined $50,000 for tampering, congratulating Giannis Antetokounmpo on a great game, and he says it kind of just killed it for him a little bit. And
he like you said, he's got to be the bad guy too, and now firing and all the other stuff that comes along with all that stuff. And like you said too, he can't even enjoy the game really. I mean, he can go watch a game, and he can't even go to someone after the game and be like, dude, that was an amazing game, blah blah blah, like, because it's considered tampering, or there's someone's gonna balk, and yeah. So I feel it, like on that aspect, like when I was first watching like the interview, I like looked at like it was obviously on Sports Center and stuff this morning, and like my first initial reaction was like, man, that was kind of cowardly. How he just kind of dipped without telling anybody, didn't even tell
Genie Bus.
Kind of like how he smirkingly was like, yeah, someone's got to tell my boss because I ain't gonna do it, or whatever he said.
Well,
so like
he said that sarcastically.
Yeah. I'm just saying, the first like instinct I got was like kind of coward, like that was kind of cowardly. But then like we were just talking about it a little bit before we went on, kind of like it's like I'm not saying I respect the way how he did it, but like I can respect the decision of, like how we were saying, like and how he was saying, he's like, dude, I got a good life outside of like, well, I don't need this in my life. I got enough money, I got enough whatever, like, you know what I mean? I don't do it for the money. I do it because I love the Lakers organization. I love basketball, but not like that is basically creeping into him, what he's able to do, who he's able to talk to in basketball. And like you said, like being like maybe he wants to be more of like a mentor kind of thing, and just have like, I don't know. And he can't even do that right now.
Yeah,
like,
and that's what he was before he took this job. And, you know, he didn't come out straight out and say it. At least I don't think he did. I know that media has been swarming to him trying to get some answers. But he alluded to the fact a couple of times that, once again, he never directly said this, but he alluded to the fact that he didn't want to have to go in tomorrow, which is now today, and tell a guy that the job that he bases his livelihood off of, he has a family, that he's basically fired. And that being Luke Walton, he didn't want to have to do that because I'm sure he has very great respect for Luke Walton. I'm sure they're very good friends. I wouldn't want to be the bad guy in that situation either. And, you know, that's something that maybe he didn't know as the director of the basketball operations. First off, he went in the job thinking he's going to go get LeBron James and thinking that the Lakers are going to compete again. I wholeheartedly believe that he went into it knowing that he was going to do that. I think he realized pretty quickly that
it's not all roses.
It's not very easy in this business. It's a tough game. I mean, and he's multiple times it's been cited by multiple sources that he was not completely bought in to the role that he signed up for. He was always on vacation. He didn't, grind out in the scouting department like a lot of these GMs are. And he thought it was going to be a lot easier. I mean,
and he probably just thought too it's a business, man. And he's a basketball player and loves basketball hard, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be the best.
Well, he's a great businessman too. He's been very successful. The
obviously,
guy is worth, I think, somewhere around $500 million.
Yeah, it's a joke, whatever he's worth. But I don't know. Like you said, it's not cut out to be. Not everyone's cut out to be the bad guy too, because that does come with that. And I think he knew going into it that he was going to have to make tough decisions and let people go and everything. But it sucks in sports, especially being that guy, because it's not like it's not like they didn't, because he let someone go, a player go, or a coach go. It's probably not because it's like, dude, I don't like you, and it makes it easy. But like, get out of here. I don't like you anyways. It's dude. It's like, I like you, and I'm sure he has relationships on and off, like, or on and off the court. I mean, business and non-business, whatever. And now he's got to go tell him, be like, yeah, you don't have a job tomorrow, or like, you know what I mean? Like,
supposedly he was going to have to be the guy to fire the GM Rob Pelinka, who's Kobe Bryant's agent, who's also fresh into this game as well. I mean, he was an agent, now he's a GM, the GM of the Lakers at that, and fire Luke Walton. That's what, Adrian Wojnarowski, who's the top NBA insider for ESPN, was saying. But yeah, just didn't want to be the bad guy, and he was like, you know what, I'm out. And yeah, you can look at it as a cowardly thing, I guess.
Like
but
that's what I said.
At the same time, I feel like Magic has done so much for this organization that he doesn't really owe him anything else.
Yeah,
in a
no,
sense.
and that was, like I said, that was my first initial reaction, and it was more of the way how he did it, or I guess whatever is, like I said, the first reaction to it, and then just like talking about it with you a little bit and just thinking about it, and it's just whatever, man. It's cool. Like, all right, I don't want to do this job anymore. Like, I'm out.
Yeah, and you know why? And he straight out said that he wasn't happy. He was a lot happier with his life before this job. And at the end of the day, if you're not happy, try to eliminate the things that aren't making you happy.
Yeah,
and apparently, being in that role,
especially if you got the means to do it. I mean, not everyone's blessed with the opportunity, or not opportunity, but the ability. Just be like, I'm out, dude. I don't need this job. Like, you know what I mean? You know how many people would quit their job today if they were like, if they had financial, what's it called? Like stability. Yeah. And they didn't need that or whatever. You know what I mean? But dude, I don't want to be here. Like, I'm not having fun. Like, this isn't bringing me enjoyment. I'm here because I have to make money and have to make a living. And so, yeah, I mean, respects in that regard.
And he also watched a guy in D'Angelo Russell who he let go, who he said, yeah, D'Angelo's a great player. He's gonna be a great player, but what I need is a leader.
Mm-hmm.
And I think D'Angelo Russell took that to heart, and he led the Brooklyn Nets to a playoff spot before the Lakers even sniffed it. And that's gotta hit you in the gut a little bit. Granted, the Lakers would not have LeBron James right now, or they'd probably still have Timothy Mozgov's contract, and Mozgov's not even in the league anymore, I don't think. And he didn't. I think he was rostered. I don't think he played this season. But still tough pill to swallow, seeing the player that D'Angelo Russell is kind of involved to. I really like D'Angelo Russell.
It's hard to like look at it objectively and be like, does LeBron make the Lakers better? Like, I know, like, everyone, like, for me, like, being a fan, like, I have really no, like, I'm not living and dying with the Lakers every night and they lose or whatever. Yeah, of course, I like to see them win. I like to watch them. Yeah, I know you are more than I am, and I just like watching the Lakers, I guess. And it's not even if it's on, I'll watch it. I'm not like rushing home to watch anything. But like, if you truly look at it like objectively and be like, man, does LeBron make the Lakers better? And what all comes with LeBron as well, with all the media, good and bad. All the hype, good and bad, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it now it just puts the Lakers in a very precarious, interesting place. They have the best, well, I guess you could say that Kevin Durant's probably surpassed LeBron James at the moment as the best player in the world. But LeBron, the biggest superstar in the NBA.
Yeah, I mean, he's like Kobe. I mean, Kobe wasn't the best player in the NBA when he went out because he's getting older. I mean, LeBron is still one of the most dominant players in the NBA, but on a legit like objective level, like view, he's not the best player in the NBA right now. I would argue that, or the MVP or whatever. And I mean, I think there's a couple guys that are above him in that category right now. Giannis, James Harden, Kevin Durant.
Yeah, but I don't think that makes them a better player. Just
and that's not. Not say like what he also can bring to a team with his just knowledge and his everything else and his leadership.
It all comes back to, for me, we talked about it last week, the injury bug that really bit the Lakers this year. I mean, Lonzo Ball, arguably their second best player, missed most of the season. Kyle Kuzma missed some games. Brandon Ingram missed some games. LeBron missed quite a few games. I mean, if you have those guys together on the court, I think we're in a little different situation here. I think Magic Johnson's still the president of basketball operations, personally. But, this is where the cookie crumbles, and they eliminated their head athletic trainer, Marco Nunez, which is when you have guys.
I gotta tell Hannah the Lakers are looking for a a head strength coach.
Yeah, I don't know if it was. I don't know if it was a strength coach or the athletic trainer. Meaning,
isn't that? It's kind of the same thing, isn't it? Athletic. Well, no. Wait, what? Athletic trainer and the strength coach. I think it's like athletic strength and conditioning, right? I don't know.
Yeah, but the athletic trainer meaning, that's the guy that works on recovery. That's the guy that.
That's probably
stretches you out in between games
that's
and
different
keeps guys healthy. Basically, nurses the injuries.
Yeah. that definitely their jobs like overlap, but I think that's like at that level, I think that's definitely a different job.
Yeah, and so injuries are gonna happen, but when you have that many injuries, you gotta kind of look at
Yeah, man.
look at the source, and when you have a team that's lost or that missed a combined 217 days of the year, that's pretty significant time missed. And but yeah, so the Lakers now have to go into free agency, and they're gonna have to get a star. I mean,
Dude, do you think they're gonna get Anthony Davis?
well, they're gonna have to trade. They're gonna have to trade for him. Anthony Davis is still under a contract, one more year.
Dude, you see his shirt he wore?
Yeah,
that's all, folks.
Yeah, they were debating whether that's a reference to him leaving the Pelicans or him
what's it called?
Space Jam.
Space Jam 2.
Yeah.
See that, dude? That's the best part. If I was like an athlete like that, man, like you're just messing with the media.
Oh yeah,
like,
for a fact.
You know what I mean? Like I always think that
he's probably like talking to his buddies. Hey, watch this.
Yeah, that's exactly that. That's what I always
watch
think about. Like
on Twitter.
if I like was an athlete or like that big of a star, and just be like, dude, you sit around with your buddies one night and be like, hey, watch this tomorrow. Check out the SportsCenter headlines or whatever. And like, you know what I mean? Like man, I got it.
And you sit there. I told you, man.
Yeah, they just see, and they just probably just sit back and laugh and like how ridiculous they take.
Yeah, they're basically turning. They basically turn into real life trolls.
Yeah, because they're yeah, man. Because like think about it, like LeBron knows his truths. You know what I mean? And he knows if he's been tampering, if he's been doing this, if he's been good or bad, whatever. And he'll turn on. I doubt that guy even watches SportsCenter, but like he'll turn it on, and that's literally in a lot of cases they're trolls. They're online trolls that are basically respected and stuff. And obviously they have a lot of things what they're doing right and everything like that, but a lot of times they're blowing stuff out of proportion, essentially making things up or assuming things and making headlines, And like that's dude, that's weird. I don't know, I just thought about that.
Yeah, so questions going into the next year for the Lakers. There's a lot of people saying Kevin Durant and the Warriors are done. He can opt out of his contract, which he'll probably opt out of anyway. It's whether or not that they're willing to re-sign him.
Why would you want to leave that team?
You want your own team, I suppose.
I don't think so. I think you want rings.
I was listening to the Colin Cowherd podcast the other day, and he was saying that he's been hearing from his quote unquote sources, which I'm guessing the guy has pretty legitimate sources, that Kevin Durant was never truly embraced. Despite being the best player on the team, it's still Steph, Clay, and Draymond's team.
He came into that team. Like, they were already the Golden State Warriors when he was...
Yeah. Do they win the championship last year without him? Probably not.
No, but yeah, they were already that dynasty before.
Yeah, exactly. And they're saying he hasn't been truly embraced there, and, he kind of feels that disconnect, and he just desperately, he left to go get the ring. He got the ring. Now he wants to build something on his own. So they're saying that, he still could go to the Lakers. It's a possibility.
I don't think he's going to go to the Lakers.
And yeah, I personally don't either. But they're also saying that he can go to the Knicks. The Knicks will have possibly, if the ping pong balls float the right way, the number one pick, and that number one pick is suspected to be Zion Williamson. And Kyrie Irving has talked about playing with the Knicks as well, so there could be a super group there. Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, and Zion Williamson right out the gate. Not to mention, they have guys like Kevin Knox who showed flashes this year after being drafted.
If the Lakers get the the lottery pick, man? First lottery
I don't even think they'll be in the lottery now. I think they've won too many games down the stretch.
Really?
Yeah.
Who goes to the lottery? Who gets the lottery?
I don't know. Let's check it out. Let's go to the tape.
The Lakers sucked. I feel like every team that doesn't make the playoffs should get at least a freaking ping pong ball.
Well, let's see.
You got to pull up your mic too. I can't. Or just talking to it. You don't have to. Yeah, dude. There's no way. I feel like.
Well, the Knicks clinched the team's worst record, meaning they're going to get the most ping pong balls.
Yeah. I love how they do it with ping pong balls.
Yeah, it is funny. What kind of ping pong ball do you think they are?
3 stars.
You think they go to Sport Chalet or
Yeah,
sporting
I
goods
don't
store.
think they use those freaking, those little like rubber ones. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay,
Like
so the Lakers have
knockoffs.
the chance of them getting a top 4 pick based on how many balls they have in there is 9.4%. So they have a 2% shot to get a number 1 pick.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah, there's a chance. There's a chance.
Oh, yeah. So they at least have a ball in the race.
Yeah, they have a ball in the race, and
You chip in a chair, as our buddy Travi would say. Chip in a chair.
yeah, this is a big draft. I mean, it's a pretty deep draft. You have guys like R.J. Barrett, John Morant, Cam Reddish, all guys that are projected to be.
That Jaw dude looks pretty good.
John Morant's good. He's from Murray State. He's can really shoot it. Real springy. Comes off to me like a Donovan Mitchell type player. Kind of just do it all. But yeah, so a lot of question marks for the Lakers. I mean, do they trade for Anthony Davis at the expense of some of their young core? Do they go hard after Kevin Durant? Do they go hard after Kyrie? I mean, that's kind of been a storyline all year too. Are Kyrie and LeBron going to reunite? And is it going to be in LA? Personally, I don't know. There's just too many things going through my head right now to really give an understanding of how I want the Lakers blueprint to kind of be mapped out this season. I think I'm going to have to sit on it for a couple days and just kind of, if I play GM, I guess you can kind of say in my own head on what I would want to do. I could probably going to have to wait till after the finals to see what everybody's wanting to do and stuff.
Yeah.
But some of me wants to go out and get that superstar. Part of me just wants to continue to watch these young guys develop and think that, with the development of Lonzo Ball, if he was healthy all year, Kyle Kuzma, Brandon Ingram was a freaking beast at the end of the year. I do think that they messed up by trading Ivica Zubac. That was just ended up being a wasted trade.
That guy was solid. I like that guy, dude. He
played hard, brought energy.
Man.
And they traded him basically for nothing. They traded him for Mike Muscala, who's done nothing this year for the Lakers, and that was supposed to open up a roster spot. And they never filled that roster spot with one of the buyout candidates being DeAndre Jordan, Noah. Yeah, I think it was Joakim Noah, and there was a couple other guys in there. Guy who just went to Portland.
I don't know.
I don't recall. I'll have to look here, but
it's not my forte, dude. I was just thinking about too when we were talking about draft picks and stuff, and with the NFL draft coming up with Kyler Murray, the quarterback for Oklahoma, likely to go number 1 overall. Pretty much a locked in first rounder, top 5, whatever. He had the option, obviously, to go to he actually did get drafted, I think, by the A's.
Yep.
Dude, I was thinking about it, and if you were, he's basically, like I said, he's a lock for the top, probably a top 3.
I wouldn't say it's a lock, but yeah, top 3, yeah, absolutely.
No, I'm talking about not overall, first overall, but a lock for top 3 to 5 guys for sure. I would venture to guess that's a pretty safe bet. Or go to the draft or go to the A's or whatever. And I was thinking, I was like, man, like if I'm him, or what do I do and whatever. And obviously it comes down to what you like better, and he obviously liked football better. But as far as like a financial being, like I think you got to go football.
Because
the likelihood of playing baseball. That's what it came down to. Because like I guess like if you knew you were going to make it to the league and get that contract, obviously baseball is a much better deal. You get way more money. Your career's most likely going to be longer. But then the football, it's like, dude, you're going to be our starting or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? You're going to be on the team. You're getting this money. Like,
you're going to have a huge signing bonus.
Yeah. And so it's just like, I was thinking like, man, that would be tough. Cause there's so many what ifs in baseball. Cause you get drafted but you're still coming up through the ranks.
Yeah. You still have to move up 5 levels to even get to the major leagues. And yeah, you go first overall, you're probably going to get a pretty hefty paycheck signing bonus and then a salary on top of that.
And I think that's why you hear about so many people that do have that choice, like the couple names like Colin Kaepernick, Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes, now Kyler Murray, all these guys that have been like they had that opportunity to either go baseball or football and they chose football. I think it's because like, dude, like
It's almost more,
it's like as far as the for sure money and that for sure like first paycheck at least, it's guaranteed.
Yeah.
Like, because you're going to get that money. In baseball, you're going to get the signing bonus, and depending on when you go, you can get a pretty legit signing bonus.
Mm-hmm.
But
Russell Wilson, another one.
Yeah, that's what I think I said it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I think
Sorry.
so. But yeah, man.
But yeah, and I also feel like football doesn't pan out. Say he ends up being a bust.
Yeah.
A couple years down the road, I feel like it'd be a lot easier to get back into
To
baseball. The A's still have his rights, so if he decided he did want to go back there, he would still be in the A's organization.
Tim Tebow.
He was never drafted though.
No, I know, but he went from football.
Yeah.
What do you mean he was never drafted? Oh, I thought you were talking about football. I was like, what are you talking about, dude? He played in the NFL.
Yeah, he's never drafted.
Yeah, but there's a guy that basically he had the ability to play baseball, chose football, and was still able to pursue that after his football career. Granted, he didn't have some like Russell Wilson type football career where he made an actual career out of
Super Bowls and
but yeah, man. And I think that's weird that baseball is actually the only sport that is like that. Every other sport, it's like you get drafted or signed, you're playing on the big squad. Like football,
NBA, there's the G League, in the late third and fourth round draft picks usually.
Yeah, I guess, but it's not. Yeah,
I mean, they have the opportunity.
Yeah, but
to go straight to the NBA.
Not like baseball is not like that. Literally 10% of first rounders make it to the major leagues.
Yeah,
10%. That means the first overall pick isn't a lock to be the first to make the team.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're drafted in the first round in any other sport, you're probably going to be a starter on that squad. And it's weird. Baseball is like you literally have to. It's brutal.
It's going to be interesting. The Arizona Cardinals do have that first pick. They have Josh Rosen.
Yeah.
From what I hear with their new head coach, Cliff Kingsbury from Texas Tech, is that they're leaning towards trading Josh Rosen there. Cliff Kingsbury just doesn't think Josh Rosen's going to be the dude.
Well, I think it's a matter of, I mean, maybe that too, but I think they basically which guy fits our system better or his system better. And I think that's why they say Kyler Murray's fits their system better or whatever.
Yeah, and that's not to say that Josh Rosen is a bust or anything.
No, I think he's still going to be pretty good.
Here's the way I look at it. Why would you just not keep both of them and see which one pans out and let them compete? And then maybe after trade for a future, if Josh Rosen, if teams think he's a second round pick.
Maybe because he's got series value right now. And not to say that he wouldn't have value down the road, but
he hasn't really shown that he doesn't have value.
And they can get something that they need right now. And if you have full faith or whatever in Kyler Murray or whatever.
Yeah, from what I hear, there's 4 teams that have been in contact with the Cardinals over Josh Rosen, and one of them being offered as high as a second-round pick, which could help the Cardinals. I personally would like to see the Chargers go and get Josh Rosen. First off, because I'm a big Josh Rosen guy, and number 2,
have him sit
behind Phillip Rivers for a couple of years. Josh Rosen would fit perfectly into the Chargers scheme, like West Coast offense. Pass the ball. He's a big arm.
He's already rocked the powder blues.
Yeah, exactly. Rock just a different shade of powder blue, and you have guys like Keenan Allen locked up for a few years. Mike Williams.
Yeah, I could definitely see. I mean, I don't know about if they're.
He's already played in L.A. He knows the L.A. spotlight.
He would definitely fit their scheme.
Yeah, Melvin Gordon.
Just sit back there and sling it.
Yeah, sit back there, sling it. They have a good O-line, and sit behind Phillip Rivers. I don't know how many years Phillip's got left. I mean, the guy just seems to be getting better with age. But I don't see him wanting to play any more than 2 more years. So at the most, I mean, I could see if the Chargers make a serious run at the Super Bowl here this next year, I can see him just saying, hey, like, I gave it all I could. I'm going to retire while I have my noggin. And not that he takes too many hits, but he's got 9 kids.
That guy freaking cracks me up with this interview, how he never cusses.
Yeah, he never cusses. Never cusses in the huddle.
Dude,
never
I
cusses
seen-
other guys. He's just all about the he smack talks. Guys
Oh,
say that he's like one of the biggest smack talkers
yeah.
there is, but never cusses.
He
never
never
uses
shuts up.
profanity.
He never shuts up.
Yeah.
He's like, he just, yeah.
Rocking the bolo tie and the rattlesnake boots.
I just remember they did like a little like, I think it was like a pregame preview or whatever, you know what I mean? And they showed a clip of him and just trash talking or whatever, but it's just like the most courteous trash talk ever.
Yeah, and
it's funny, man.
yeah, but so I could see that happening. But yeah, dude, totally agree with you for the fact that getting back to our,
Dadgummit.
yeah, right. Getting back to our original point, I can completely agree with you in the fact that I can understand why Kyler Murray chose football and not baseball. But
Yeah.
speaking of baseball,
And not to mention, sorry, just one more thing, but and not to mention too, like he's a absolute headliner in football. Baseball, he's just another dude.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
he's gonna sell some jerseys right off the bat.
and like he gets to experience that number one, whatever potential number one draft pick, all this stuff versus like
Baker
baseball.
did.
Yeah, exactly. And versus baseball, where you're just gonna get. I have no idea what where he got drafted. Was it in the first round?
Who?
Wasn't Kyler Murray?
Yeah, I want to say
I think
I want
it
to say
was
he
in
was
the
like the
first round.
11th overall pick.
Yeah, it was high, but whatever. Like our point
I'll check
exactly
right
though.
now.
Like we don't know. I mean, I think it was a first round pick. 'Cause I remember thinking it was just ridiculous. This dude has the option, but yeah, he gets to experience that, and I mean that'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah, I'm just checking real quick.
Yeah.
This
What were you gonna say though?
I was gonna just talk baseball, talk about the Dodgers and the Angels. Mike Trout, unfortunately,
Oh, yeah.
going down with an
Jesus,
injury
man.
just a couple days after he was named Player of the Week
Yeah,
last
he,
week for an
he
incredible stretch that he went on.
He didn't look too shooken up, but I'm sure the Angels are. Dude, they showed this stat today on Sports
Ninth
Center.
overall selection was Kyler
There you go, Jesus.
by the A's.
They showed his stats today. Mike Trout hitting 406, I want to say. The rest of the Angels 202.
Hey,
Mike
Tommy
Trout,
Lassella started,
5 home runs. The rest of the Angels 9. And like I think it was like RBIs, and it was like it was just a joke. He is the Angels, and it's it's so bad. But hey, luckily they've been it's a 5 or 6 game win streak they've been on.
Yeah, they've turned it on a little bit. The Dodgers, after the hot start, 8-2, now have lost 2 in a row to the Cardinals, where the clutch hitting has basically just all but disappeared. Cody Bellinger stayed hot. Cody Bellinger, just behind Mike Trout as the OPS leader in the major leagues through this first.
Yeah, he had him
12
in
games.
He had him in RBIs, I believe.
Yeah, Bellinger, he leads the league in RBIs. He leads the league in home runs, I believe. He has 6 or 7. He's 6. He's hitting 420, 430 something. I mean, the guy's just been on an absolute tear. And I actually wrote an article after the first 7 games of the season, giving my reasoning why, from what I've seen in those 7 games, why Cody Bellinger could be an MVP in the National League, and why he's, their perfect dark horse candidate. And if you guys want to go check out that article, you can head to diamonddigest.com to check out that article. I just truly believe in Cody Bellinger's made the necessary adjustments. He's been at the highs. He was an all-star rookie of the year. His first year in the league, kind of came back to earth in his second year, had a sophomore slump, even though that sophomore slump, 90% of the league would have been completely okay with. But, this year just made some more adjustments. He's grown out a beard a little bit. I don't know. He's just become a more mature hitter. And he's a fast player. I couldn't tell you. I've seen 3 times this year where he's beaten out a single to second baseman.
Yeah, dude. No, he's definitely a tremendous athlete.
He's literally like Mike Trout's top sprint speed was something like 28.2 something miles per or feet per second.
Mm-hmm.
Cody Bellinger 27.8. So he's literally.
Oh, I thought Cody was actually faster than him.
No. I think there was one metric where it showed that he was,
dude.
but
God,
too many metrics.
freaking Mike Trout, dude.
Yeah,
Right when
he's
you
a
think
freak.
right when you think someone's got him and something, he's like, nah, hey, just calm down.
He's an absolute
God.
freak. Makes robbing a home run
You-
look easier than
it's not
anybody
even-
I've ever
it's not
seen in
even
my
cool.
life.
Like it's just like, oh, whatever. But what I was gonna say is, what's crazy too about Mike Trout is his walk total this year, because the pitchers aren't pitching to him, because like I said, the rest of the Angels are batting 202. He's batting 400. So it's like he gets literally one pitch to hit, and he's produced on that one pitch. But he's going like he's in games. He's going like last night. He went 2 for 2 with. I think he was 2 for 2, and then I think he got pulled because of the groin.
He strained that groin.
He's getting like 2 and 3 walks a night. A couple hit by pitches early in the season. It's like it's not pitching to him.
Yeah, he's kind of getting the Barry Bonds treatment.
Yeah,
you haven't really seen anybody get pitched like him, like Barry Bonds. I mean, that guy was.
That's what the Angels announcers, Victor Rojas and Gooby were talking about. Victor Rojas was saying he's like, dude, Mike Trout like depending on the Angels, and he was talking about like Upton and Shohei Ohtani, if depending on when and if they come back and able to kind of
put it together,
not put it together, but protect Trout and basically make him pitch to him. But he's like, dude, he might legit make a run at Barry Bonds is like 6-something on base percentage. So like Mike Trout right now is like well over 500. He's still in the fives, but I want to say like 540 something maybe. But
he's at 592.
There you go, 592. Granted, it's 10 whatever games into the season, but yeah, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy to think. I mean, a guy like Cody Bellinger is the reason that he could make a run at the MVP. Not saying that Mike Trout can't. He's going to be a perennial top 3 MVP, probably as long as he's in his prime. But Cody Bellinger has some major production in the lineup when you have, guys.
Well, they could both be MVPs.
Yeah, no, they can.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that, might that hurt Mike Trout's MVP value? The fact that the Angels aren't.
It always has.
Right
I think that's always been the case, but his numbers have just always been so ridiculous that it basically been overlooked.
He didn't win MVP in arguably his best year because Miguel Cabrera had the triple crown.
Triple crown. This hasn't been done in a jillion years.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's crazy. I don't know. His continued production and just like his consistency has been off the charts.
Yeah, he's been off the charts
since he came into the league.
Yeah, and he really was kind of not. He wasn't a number 1 overall pick. He was an upper first round pick, and he came with the hype. But he just really took the league by storm. I mean,
he was. They did like a before the bigs or whatever on Trout, and they actually went. They went to it was. It's like some of the Angels do. I don't know if it's just the Angels or probably.
I think each team kind of probably has like their own version.
And it's called the before the bigs or anyways, and it followed him up until the draft or whatever, and he actually. It was a discussion between their families, like, man, because obviously he got invited to the draft, and they were basically discussing, like, do we want to go, do we not? Because that always sitting there basically and not getting picked up, right? How horrible of a feeling would that be? And they actually showed he was the last one in the little dugout they had before getting picked up.
Yeah.
That's how many teams are probably kicking themselves. I always think that too, like all the teams that like basically were like, all right, who's on the clock or whatever, and they got Trout and whoever else they were picking. Like, nah, let's go, freaking whoever.
Yeah, he's more polished.
Yeah, man.
And comes to turn out you passed on maybe the best player of this generation, and well. I think you could say he's going to be up there at the end. This generation, he's going to be the best player. He's going to be up there. Bryce Harper will be there at the end, I think.
Outside of something horrible or crazy happening, he's going to go down as probably he's definitely going to go down as one of the best baseball players to ever play the game, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he has that. We're talking about LeBron James. Is LeBron James the greatest of all time? I think Mike Trout is definitely in that discussion already as one of the greatest all time in baseball, and he's really just beginning. I mean, how old is he? He's
27.
27, and
I mean, he's hardly just beginning. I think he's been in the league. Like
no, yeah, but by his age, I mean, he's
got
by
a good
his age, 10 years
he came into the league at 20, 21, 22, I think, something like that.
Yeah, interesting. Well, I think it's about that time. Colton's weather report.
Colton, set me up, dude.
What do you got on the weather, bud?
Nothing good, man. Nothing good.
Gave you a sweet taste of sunshine for a couple of days. Got up to the 70s.
Teased us with two good days, 2 beautiful days. Even went for a run with my shirt off, man. That felt so good, just getting that sun on the back. But not, dude. You check out the thing. It says apparently there's snow coming
Sunday. Are you kidding me?
No way, dude.
There's no way. I don't think it'll snow.
I don't either.
The low is like 40 degrees.
Yeah, I don't either.
That's not
no,
to
I think that's
say-
a high, dude. I think the low that is like 32.
Well,
but
let's go to the
it's
tape,
if
Bob.
it snow, yeah, if it snows, dude, it's gonna be freaking at night
The
or
high's
something.
46, the low's 31. So yeah, it could snow. It won't stick, but it's supposed to rain a good bit tonight.
Dude,
or
I was
tomorrow
looking at.
morning.
They literally had like every single, like a day ago. It literally had like every single weather icon that Apple offers. Like it had sun with clouds, rain, thunder, snow. It's just like
Welcome to the Midwest. I mean, we talk about it a lot, but this Midwest weather is no joke. But hopefully, Saturday it looks like it's going to be a decent day. I just want to
it's good to see
get
the
going outside.
the games got in though. We were able to broadcast.
Yeah, we were
That
able
was
to
cool.
broadcast a couple of
That's been
games
pretty
for
cool,
those of you
dude.
that
Those
don't.
last two games were pretty rough though.
Yeah.
They're not rough. They were just long.
Yeah, they were long for sure. I mean, doubleheader started at 2, ended at about 7:30. I mean,
No, it wasn't
7.
quite 7:30, but it was closer. It was like 6.
I got out of there at 7:30. I had to do a couple things, and but yeah, for those of you that don't know, we're now in the booth for William Penn baseball.
Yeah, we only got a few more games though.
Yeah, we got a few more games, but I'm at least planning to go on the road with them. I don't know if
that'd
you're
be
interested
cool.
on that, in that maybe going to Grandview and Des Moines, to go do that game at least.
Yeah, maybe I'd go to Des Moines. I don't know. I don't think I would go to like Graceland or whatever.
No, I'm not gonna go to Graceland
Yeah.
only because there's a track meet here, so
Yeah,
I
Des
have to
Moines would
stay
be
and help
cool.
out for that.
I wouldn't mind going to Des Moines.
But yeah,
I'm still trying to finesse
dude. Speaking of that, I was gonna
what's,
see.
Nick. Be like, yo, I need to look official, dude. I need
Yeah.
something with the WP on my chest.
Yeah, we'll try to hook you up with something, but I think it is that. I don't know what day they're going down to Des Moines. I don't know if it's a Saturday. I think we're gonna go check out the Exile Brewery
Ooh, nice.
down there after the game.
That'd be
So
pretty sweet.
yeah, that would be pretty sweet. So I don't know if you'd want to go check that out with us. Me and Haley were wanting to go. She's been wanting to go for a while, and she likes a couple of their brewskis.
Yeah, they have that Zoltan.
Yeah, the Zoltan IPA.
I like that one, dude. That's probably
Dude,
my
she
favorite.
just got a pack of the.
Still afraid to try the sours.
She got the sours. Dude, the sours are good, man. I've
I gotta
becoming
just
more
sack
and more
up
of a
and get one.
sour guy connoisseur. I think it needs to be fit in the right situation. It's cold outside or hot outside. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Summery weather. I just feel like they're very refreshing in a way, and they're just I don't know. They're different. They're sour and
Weird.
tangy.
I don't know. Yeah, I think just the name of them kind of freaks me out. Sour.
yeah, like
It's
they're
like the
dude,
last taste you want in a beer.
When I went to this Boulevard Brewery,
You'd
they
think at
have
least.
a the Boulevard Brewery in Kansas City. I went down there a couple weeks ago. They have this. It's like a lemon ginger ale, and they said it wasn't quite. It was like a sour, but it was an ale.
Yeah, probably just 'cause it was super lemony and like you said, it's kind of.
I thought there was more gingery than anything, but dude, it was delicious, man. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I got that one twice. We each got a flight, and both our flights. I got one of those 'cause it was just pretty. It was pretty good, and
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, I've kind of been into sours lately, just kind of switching it up a
I
little
thought
bit.
I tried one the other. I definitely did, dude.
Did you try the
I
one?
got one that when I got that like 6-pack at Hy-Vee or whatever, that build your own, and I remember trying it, and it was.
I mean, there's different sours.
It was,
there's
it was the
raspberry sours.
It was the Exile one or
They have
the
some-
whichever one they had. I don't know. Maybe they have multiple, but it was all right. I mean, it was. Yeah, I mean, it was decent. It was fine.
Yeah,
I think
glad
like
to
the first
see.
few sips, you got to get used to it. But
Yeah,
then
it's just
you
it just
kinda-
doesn't really taste like a beer.
Yeah,
It tastes something different. And
yeah. That's like
I find them refreshing. I'm not gonna say that I'm gonna sit there all night and drink 6 or 7 sours, 'cause I just don't think I think that's just a little too much. But if you want something to kind of re-cleanses the palate a little bit, I think you could say.
That's why I like going to the pub 'cause you had the popcorn.
Yeah, it cleanses the palate.
You just get something new, Especially in the
Yeah.
IPAs, man. They got the $2 tap
Half
special. They got, dude, that's the best deal ever.
You never know what's in there.
Corey's like,
though.
dude, I was talking to Corey. He's like, yeah, man. He's like, yeah, I'm not a big IPA guy 'cause it was like the last. I went there for like literally like 45 minutes the other weekend, and I was talking to Corey. He's like, yeah, man, I'm just not a big IPA fan. I was like, dude, well, I'm a $2 fan, $2 beer fan. Like, there's not much that can come out of that tap for $2 that I'm not gonna be like, all right,
Yeah,
I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, dude, when you're balling on a budget,
It's
As long
just
as
like it's just I don't know. It's just like I can't
No,
like it past.
I completely agree with you. But if I was like sitting there with money and there was no option,
Yeah, I suppose, and it's not. But it's not like if I really want that. It's the other beer, the Yoga Pose or whatever, is $5. It's not like, and I'm not planning on going in there and having 4 beer. I'm probably have 2
couple,
beers,
Yeah,
and so. But it's like, I don't know. That $2 just really hangs over your head.
yeah, I feel you.
It's pretty sweet. I like that. That's new. Or I don't know. I didn't go there
It's
before.
been
but
there recent.
it's
I mean,
just-
over the past month.
It's
or so,
kind
I'd
of
say.
smart because it's obviously just their beer that's like old. They're trying to get rid of it. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
And so it's like
And they switch it up all the time. It's a
it's
different
just
beer.
it's just the beer they probably have
Out
a
of
lot of at the
season
moment,
or-
or
and
wanting
but
wanting to switch out.
I'm glad they
good
finally
way
have
to-
brought Ballast Point to Oskaloosa, Iowa. Personally my favorite beer, Ballast Point. They don't have a big variety, but at Fairway over here they have a decent variety, and they have the double IPA, which have
Knock
a
your
couple of
socks
those.
off.
Yeah, dude, it'll knock the rocks off you.
Dude, I'll never forget that one time you had that curry beer.
Ooh, that Thai curry.
I remember you thinking,
It
it's
was
like,
like
dude, it's so spicy. And I was like thinking, like, how can it be spicy? Like, I'm confused.
You took a sip.
I
You
know,
tell
it was
me, man. It
brutal.
was spicy.
It was brutal.
It literally tastes like some Thai chicken curry or
Yeah.
something like that. I don't know how the heck they even make something like that.
Oh, dude, it doesn't
But-
even sound good.
But I went for it. I like venturing out and
I'm
trying
pretty
new
sure
beers.
You try anything, it'd be broccoli and cheese, and if you just slap a Ballast Point sticker on it, you'd be all right. Let me try.
I'm a
it.
marketer's dream. What can you say?
Yeah,
As Haley always says, I'm a marketer's dream.
I know.
I'm just a big brand loyalty guy. I
No,
like I
dude,
like my
just
brand
like-
loyalty.
Yeah, you are brand loyal once you find the brand, but yeah, I don't know.
Personally, I personally think
You're a sucker for for some good bait.
I like Ballast Point because obviously like it was one of like the first craft beers I've ever tried, and obviously my uncle's best friend does artwork for them, so
Yeah.
I'd always go over there and they would always get us that for Hanukkah or Christmas. Would be their gift to us, and I personally just like their Sculpins, their IPAs.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
They're literally my favorite beers. Just I haven't really had anything like it, I guess. I think the closest thing you can really get to it for me personally is a Lagunitas, is just a straight up IPA. Those are like my favorite
I
IPAs.
feel like those are like always like the that's like an introduction IPA.
Yeah, it is. And you know what's wrong with a little I don't know, basic IPAs?
No, yeah, and it's honestly it's actually a pretty strong IPA as far as like just flavor,
hoppy
and stuff.
really hoppy.
But it's just for whatever reason it seems like I think they were those Lagunitas were kind of like the most popular right when IPA was kind of getting big.
yeah, because it
and so
says
now
IPA right across
Yeah,
the
just
label.
boom. But
Yeah.
yeah, so I think that's kind of like the
But yeah, Ballast
the
Point.
OG IPAs.
Yeah, but if you guys have never had a Ballast Point before, I recommend.
I still
you
haven't
try
been
it.
to the Ballast Point Brewery.
I've been a couple times. It's pretty cool. They have one in Chicago. They just
Really?
built one and opened one in Chicago. It's a rooftop.
Nice.
Yeah, maybe
You-
this summer
what's
we'll make a
another-
trip up there.
You know what I really like lately is the Konas.
Yeah, Kona's good too. They have the Big Wave, and
I like their ale, the Big Wave. Big Wave's a blonde ale. Or one of it's like the Big Wave and the big
Is
it's
it the Big
Hawaiian
Kahuna?
word. It might be Kahuna. I thought it was an H word. Haliwa or whatever. I don't know. Hawaiian word.
They do have a Haleiwa one.
Yeah, either way, they're both ales. One of them's just like a plain ale, or I think, or whatever, and the other one's like a blonde ale.
Yeah. Well,
Good.
maybe I'll have to pick up some Ballast Point and come over this weekend. We got to watch the fights. Some
Yeah,
big
dude.
fights upcoming.
Finally a title fight. I'm down for title fights because
Yeah.
then you get like big name dudes.
Yeah, big name dude. Well, yeah, and it's a pay per view.
Yeah. I like to see Stylebender though. He's fighting this
he's a
weekend.
dude, man, and
He's fun to watch.
he's fun to watch. He's an entertainer, that's for sure. He's gonna be fighting Kevin Gastelum. Gastelum, of course. Robert Whitaker they were supposed to fight about a month ago. Robert Whitaker went down with a hernia, couldn't fight on the last day, and he claimed that he was the new champ because he went around strutting the belt. Basically, got a belt somewhere, and he never won it. But Robert Whitaker, while he's recovering, had to give up the belt, so they're gonna fight for the open belt. Believe that's at lightweight, heavyweight.
I couldn't tell you.
I'm
I'm not good with the weight classes in UFC.
Yeah, I think it's at light. Yeah, I mean, people are always going up and down, changing, and
and I feel like they don't make sense. Like I feel like they don't like a bantamweight, featherweight, like light heavyweight.
Yeah, it's just another way to call it. 125, 135, 145.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just have never been good at keeping track of
but
them. Like, I don't know. If
Kevin
bantamweight
Gastelum actually lives, I believe, in Huntington Beach. He trains at Huntington Beach.
There's a lot of fighters that live and train out of Orange County.
Yeah, a lot of them do.
To get some money, and they go, dude, it's a great place to live.
Yeah,
I'd like the sun.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just a hotbed. I mean, there's some of the first movers, in the UFC or in the mixed martial arts business. Guys like Tank Abbott, even Tito Ortiz really brought light to it, calling himself the Huntington Beach bad boy. A lot of for whatever reason, there's a big fight culture in Orange County, and let alone Huntington Beach itself. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen anywhere else where there's it seems like on every corner on any street there's some sort of mixed martial art gym somewhere. I mean, would you agree with me?
Yeah. There's a new UFC gym right in Huntington. There's that one right across our from Ocean View.
Yeah, King's MMA. That's where they actually Tito Ortiz trained for this last fight against Chuck Liddell.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm not super.
Tito Ortiz had his own, bad boy gym for a while over. It was towards. It was over. I'm blanking on the crossroads, but towards Edison area.
Yeah.
And interesting that, and there's that fight. What other fights were there? Max Holloway and Dustin Poirier. That's gonna be a huge
I was gonna say
one.
it's a co-main event.
Yeah.
It's
I believe
fights.
Max and Dustin, I believe, is the headline.
Yeah,
main event.
But there's two title fights, 2 belts on the line.
Yeah, Max Holloway. I'm curious to see what he's got. We haven't seen him in a little bit. Dustin Poirier was supposed to fight Nate Diaz. He pulled out with an injury, and then Nate Diaz doesn't. He calls his shots basically at this point. But that should be another really good fight. And then the unfortunate news of TJ Dillashaw banned for EPO, use of EPO, which blood doping basically is what that is. It's the same stuff that, the U.S. or the cyclists back in the Lance Armstrong era were accused of using. And if you ever seen the documentary Icarus, it's up there as far as banned substances go. You might as well just be injecting straight anabolic steroids or HGH and hope you don't get caught.
Yeah,
and it's pretty sad to see.
It's just so crazy to me too, because I watched the he was on Joe Rogan's show. TJ was just shortly after he had lost that fight to Cejudo, right?
Yeah, Henry Cejudo knocked him out.
Yeah, he didn't knock him out, or he got called, but it was controversial, blah blah blah. And he came on the show or whatever, and it's so weird, it's like he seemed like he was, I don't know. Obviously, they all seem like good guys and stuff, but he was just talking about his training and who he's with, and he's never felt better in his life.
That's
and he was
why.
and he was so disappointed because he didn't get to show his work off. It ended early, so he didn't even get to prove all this stuff, and it's just dude. In this whole time, that's what I'm thinking. This whole time in the back of his mind, he's like, "Dude, oh yeah, by the way, I'm blood doping. That's the real reason why I feel so good."
Yeah,
and
that is something that's injected. That is not something that you take by accident, or it's contaminated in your meat or your food or something. That is something you are very aware of. You knowing.
I am gonna do this, and you know what I mean. I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah, and Cody Garbrandt. Cody Garbrandt's had. 2 of his last 3 fights have been against TJ, and that's kind of been the guy that's kind of stopped him from progressing in the UFC is TJ Dillashaw. He just couldn't get over the hump with Dillashaw. He was a champion, but, the TJ Dillashaw feud was a big one for him to really take himself to the next level as being the UFC's next star, I would say.
Yeah, what's crazy, too, is, a guy like TJ Dillashaw was one of the faces of UFC. He was in the UFC commercial that they had with but kind of promoting that, or they didn't promote it. It was just the UFC, but he's been a face for that organization. And
he's really been the only light for the bantamweight division. I mean, those guys don't have a lot of stars down there because they don't pack the big punch. You have Henry Cejudo, you had Cody Garbrandt, you have TJ Dillashaw, but you have Mighty Mouse. You had Mighty Mouse. But, there's really not a lot of star power down there, and it just sucks to see a division have to take a hit like that.
Yeah, because that fight was them basically bringing back or just basically doing it for that division, that bantamweight division.
Yeah.
And,
After Mighty Mouse left.
Yeah.
Cejudo in no right. I mean, yeah, he's very good, but I don't think he has superstar written all over him. I mean, he's very impressive. But when you think superstar in the UFC, you have to think a guy that comes with a little bit of an edge.
Yeah.
A guy that's going to make it,
Maybe, yeah. But I don't know.
And maybe that's the UFC's fault, that they're trying to get stars off of guys that are, like to talk crap or, something that, Conor McGregor's kind of outlined for.
And just bigger dudes, I think they're just easier to.
Yeah, they are, because they're going to be guys that knock out people. You don't typically see too many knockouts at those levels.
Lower level, yeah.
And they're, they're great athletes, but they're not like John Jones, who is, he is a freak athlete. Yeah. And, pretty much a bummer there. 2-year ban. I mean, he's going to be 35 when the thing's over. We'll see where his career's at then. It kind of sucks. He kind of basically what he did was try to sell out for become the double champ. He got knocked out. Yeah, the champ, because that's what he was going for. He was going to win the belt at like 135 and then 125, and he basically sold out for that, for the paycheck.
Dude,
and then got knocked out.
You think he did? So you think he freaking was like, all right, I got one more fight. I'm going to go down there, win the belt. So I'm going to dope for this fight. I'm going to blood dope for this fight, whatever, or whatever. I'm going to dope for this fight, win it, and be like, I'm done. I'm out. And then go out as the champ and be like.
I think he genuinely thought that he wasn't going to get caught, but I also do think that he was willing to risk it all.
I just don't understand how they don't think they're going to get caught.
Because if he would have become the champ, he would have gotten a lot of money.
Of course. And
he would have gotten 2 big fights because he's the champ. So he'll have the title fight at 135, which is going to be a headlining fight. He'll have the title fight at 125. So
yeah, but in that time, he's not thinking, oh, man, they might drug test me.
Well, there's a lot of ways. Like, if you watch the Icarus, I mean, there's ways to get around the drug test. I mean, it's gotten so strict.
Yeah, but I just feel like out of all this like that's gone down in the UFC lately with the blood, or the testing and the being able to freaking test for just like these crazy tiny, like minute substances.
Yeah, well, what did they call John Jones got popped for? It was like
picogram.
A picogram,
yeah,
which is like
smaller
one millionth or something like that.
Yeah, something insane. Something insane. And it's like they think there's dude, I don't know. Like I don't know if they're just thinking, or they're just like they basically go in accepting that they're willing to get caught.
Yeah, and everybody's they're saying everybody's bashing Dillashaw, but John Jones has suddenly come back and been the biggest draw for them. But at the same time, it's just not the same. John Jones never knowingly injected himself with something.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's totally
whether he did know or not, he claims he didn't know. We'll never know the true story.
And it was like we said, a picogram. Yeah, you can't even wrap your head around how small that is.
But what he actually tested positive for before that, even, which is what that trace was left over from, was something that could have been contaminated in his food or contaminated in like a protein shake or something.
That's a little different than
something that literally
swapping your blood out.
Yeah, something that literally doesn't necessarily affect your performance by any means.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I also want to watch that documentary, the Billy Corbin documentary, Screwball.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's about the starter in baseball.
When is that coming out?
It's out. Or you have to buy it. You have to buy it off like Amazon or iTunes or something. So it's like $5. Yeah, it's a bummer.
I know. I want to watch that, and I want to watch Brian Callen's new stand-up.
Yeah.
But you have to freaking
want to
pay
split
for 'em.
$250 each or what?
Yeah. Yeah. Seriously, that's pretty much how it is.
But all right, man. Well, that's about an hour. We'll watch the fights this week, and we'll get together and we'll talk next week about them. But nonetheless, this is What's Brewin podcast. We'll have this one up for you guys tomorrow. I'll get it up tomorrow.
You committing to tomorrow, man?
Yeah, I'm committing to tomorrow. It took me literally 5 minutes to put the last one up.
Right.
I just took me a couple days to get around to it, but I'll get it up tomorrow. But anyways, What's Brewin podcast number 2 in the books. Peace out.
Whoa, dude, you started. Peace out.